Hi family, today I want us to learn something from the story of Zelophehad's daughters long ago. In the vast wilderness where Israel journeyed toward the promised land, there lived a man named Zelophehad of the tribe of Manasseh. He was not a rebel against the Lord, nor one who followed Korah in his defiance. Yet like many of that generation, Zelophehad died before entering the land that God had promised to his people. And when he died, he left behind no sons, only 5 daughters. Their names were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. To many they were just women, without voice, without power, without inheritance. For in those days the law of Israel was clear. Land passed from father to son, from men to men, and a name continued only through the sons of a household. But the heart of these women was different. They would not let their father's name vanish into silence. They would not let injustice prevail. They had grown up in the wilderness, under the blazing sun and beneath the endless stars. They had seen God provide manna in the mornings and water from the rock. They had watched the tabernacle move with the presence of God. And in their hearts, faith was formed. Faith that God is just and that his justice must touch even them. So when the time came to distribute inheritance, they asked a bold question. A question no woman of Israel had dared to ask before. Why should our father's name disappear from among his clan simply because he had no son? Give us a possession among our father's brothers. Now imagine the scene. The people are gathered. Leaders are in their places. Moses, the servant of the Lord, stands with Eleazar the priest. The tribal chiefs surround them. All eyes are watching. And into that assembly, 5 women walk. Not fearful, not ashamed, but steady, determined, strong. They stand before Moses and all Israel, and with clear voices they speak their case. In that moment, the camp is silent. No one expected such words, for tradition had no space for them. Custom had no law for them. But faith gave them courage to speak, and Moses did not dismiss them. He did not cast them aside. Instead, Moses brought their request before the Lord, and the Lord answered, "The daughters of Zelophehad are right. You must certainly give them property among their father's relatives and pass their father's inheritance to them." But God did more than answer their plea. He established a new law for all of Israel. If a man dies and leaves no son, give his inheritance to his daughter. If he has no daughter, give his inheritance to his brothers. If he has no brothers, give it to his father's relatives. This is to be a lasting ordinance among the Israelites. In that moment, the course of Israel's inheritance was forever changed. The courage of 5 women, Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, brought justice to their father's name and to generations yet unborn. Reflections interwoven. Think of the boldness it took. In a culture where women rarely stood before leaders, they stood. In a system where the law was silent on their behalf, they spoke. And before the assembly, before Moses, before Eleazar, before the chiefs, and before God himself, they were heard. This was not rebellion. This was righteousness, not pride, but justice. Not selfishness, but faith. Their story whispers to every listener that God hears the cry of the overlooked, that justice belongs not only to the strong, but also to the silenced, and that faith can move laws as well as mountains. The character of the daughters. The scripture lists their names carefully. Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. Each name remembered, each life honored. Mahlah, perhaps the eldest, who carried the weight of leadership. Noah, whose name meant movement or wandering, fitting for those in the wilderness. Hoglah, meaning partridge, a symbol of persistence. Milcah, whose name meant queen. And Tirzah, meaning delight, later used as the name of a beautiful city. Together they formed a chorus of courage. They were not divided. They did not compete. They stood as one. And because of their unity, their voices carried power. The legacy. Their story is not merely about land. It is about faith. It is about legacy. It is about courage that shapes history. For through them, God showed Israel that his justice is wider than human custom. Through them, he taught that his covenant cares for every family, not just the sons.